How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I have some great news for you. Do you remember that case that started back in July of 2012 where a Colorado cake maker by the name of Jack Phillips decided he did not want to make a cake for a same-sex couple? There were two men. I forget their names, but I'll put their information in the box below if you want to know more about them. Well, that's been a legal case that's been ongoing since then. I think the Colorado Civil Rights Commission ruled against the cake maker Jack Phillips and said that he has to provide his employees with some kind of training, and he must serve gay couples cakes. But he's been fighting that ever since. And we have a definitive decision. The U.S. Supreme Court, it went all the way to the big house. Yes, it did. They said in a 7-2 ruling, with only Sonia Sotomayor and Ruth Bader Ginsburg being those who were against it, they said that the Colorado Civil Rights Commission was wrong to tell Jack Phillips that he must bake their cakes. They said the Colorado Civil Rights Commission showed an impermissible hostility towards him because of his religious beliefs, and you can't do that. Just the same as a gay couple say they have rights, so does the actual cake maker. Now, I'm glad this has happened. You're going to see a lot of stories that cover this situation, and in the headline, they'll say things like narrowly passed. It's not because of the margin of the votes in the Supreme Court. Obviously, 7-2 is not a narrow passage. It'd be 5-4 as far as it being narrow. I think the reason why they're saying narrow is because it only affects him, Jack Phillips, the actual cake maker himself in this case only, but it does not apply to the greater question of should a business be required to serve you regardless of what's going on, because it will fall under discrimination if they don't. Okay, if you are a Christian, must you serve a gay couple? How about if you are a black person, must you serve a KKK? Now, some would say it's not the same. You're talking about a hate group versus two people who love each other. Well, look, at the end of the day, it's people. I mean, if the hate group has not committed any crimes, neither has a gay couple, then it's the same thing. It really is. Regardless of what's going on, I think that all businesses should be able to serve whoever they want, because you can't tell me as a person, I don't care, black, white, whatever, that I must serve whoever. I should have the right to refuse service to anybody because I'm a private business. I'm not funded by the federal government. Now, if I was funded by the federal government, if I was, the post office or something like that, that's different. But even with government, there are still certain things you can and can't do inside of their facilities. There are certain places that the government has that are not open to the public. So you don't have necessarily carte blanche there. But for the most part, if you have a government run place that's open to the public, they got to serve everybody. And if they don't serve everyone, then the people who they don't serve should be exempt from paying taxes, right? Because if my tax dollars are going towards this open space, I need to be able to participate in it. And if I can't, then don't force me to give money to pay towards it. It's the same thing if I'm driving on government run roads. You can't tell me that I can't drive on it, especially when I'm a tax-paying citizen. Okay, you just can't do that. Either don't have me pay taxes or allow me access to government-run things that are open to the public, as everyone else has that right. But when it comes to private business, you should be able to discriminate based on anything. You should be able to discriminate based on your religion, based on your gender, based on your race, whatever the case may be. Now, some of you may cringe when you hear me say that you should be able to discriminate based on race, but why? Why is that? I mean, what's the big deal? Here's the thing. Most people don't appreciate the whole racial discrimination thing. So if you're a business and you say, okay, I'm in this place and all I want to serve are Asians. I don't want to serve any whites. I don't want to serve any blacks. I don't want to serve any Hispanics. I don't want to serve even some Southeast. All I want to serve are Japanese, Korean, and Chinese, East Chinese, not even Tibetans. Well, how long will you stay in business? First of all, just by you being racist, you're going to have people that protest you, people that don't want to go to your establishment because you are being racist. A lot of Asians may feel like, you know what, I don't want to go here because this person is not being fair to everyone in my community. And I don't like that. And then there's going to be a whole big campaign against you from those who can't go to your spot and those who can. Beyond that, even if everybody that was Asian did go to that particular spot, you're still ignoring a big part of the population that is around you. This is America. Asians are not the majority by far. They're probably the number 4 or 5 minority, far beyond whites, far beyond Hispanics, far beyond blacks. So just from the numbers point of view, you won't do very well because you have a very narrow market that you're trying to appeal to. And finally, you have competition. So if you have a spot selling Chinese food or whatever kind of Thai food, whatever you're selling, and then down the street, it's another Chinese Thai food spot that has better food, they accept everyone, how are you going to survive? So I think you should be able to deny service to anyone based on whatever you want. And that should be your right. Do you think anybody's going to try to challenge a Muslim bakery if they don't want to serve a gay couple? Absolutely not. I mean, we've seen undercover videos of that. I think it was Crowder who did a video going undercover and asking Muslim people, can you make my gay wedding cake? And everybody said no. Nobody cares about that. It only appears to be the Christians, because the Christians, in my humble opinion, are seen as an easy target to try and get some money. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure there was a place somewhere that would accept these men and make their wedding cake for them, right? You could probably go to Walmart or something like that and get your cake made. They wanted to go to this specialty place that they probably knew was Christian. In my opinion, I think they targeted this person specifically to try and get money, right? And if I was the cake maker, I would bring it up in court. He spent all kind of money, time out of his life. I mean, think about how long ago 2012 was. You're talking about 6 years it's been going on. 6 years of your life on one issue. Meanwhile, you still got to run the business and you're hemorrhaging money. I'm not even really sure if he's still in business. I hope he is. I hope the community has rallied around him and supported him financially through his business, maybe even through donations to help this whole situation go on, because you're talking about a landmark case here. And shout out to the Supreme Court who has ruled on this part of it. This is just the beginning. We still need to get the rest of it, which is to break down the whole discrimination rule. You can't go into a place and bully them to do whatever you want. As I said earlier, I'm a black person. If I had a bakery, you're not going to have the KKK or somebody who doesn't like me come in there and disrespect me, even if not verbally, just by what they have on, and then tell me that I must serve them or I'm going to get in trouble. They're coming in there, they're antagonizing me, disrespecting me. No, I should have the right to refuse service to anyone that I want. I'm a private business. You can't come in my house whenever you want. You got to knock on the door and I must allow you in. You can't say I'm discriminating if I don't let you in my house. It's my house. I can let whoever I want come in. And if I don't want you to come in, well, so sorry. I can't let you come in. This is my house. I make the rules. That's how it should be. And as I said before, and I'll say it one more time as I close, the only time where discrimination should not really be a thing is when you're talking about government-run places that are open to the public. And if you're going to discriminate against people at a government-run place open to the public for whatever the reason may be, then you should allow them to not pay taxes, as long as they are not violating the law and not violating policies like, urinating in the public or something like that. As long as it's not anything crazy as breaking the law, I should be able to have access to a government-run place only because I pay for it. It's my tax money, okay? A private business has the right to refuse your money. A public, government type place is taking your money. That's how they're running. So what do you think? Do you think that the discrimination lawsuit or whatever it was, the court case against the Denver, Colorado bakery was just? Do you think that a baker should bake whatever the customer desires that they bake? It doesn't matter what it is. Black person, KKK cake, Christian man, gay wedding cake. It's not even that he disliked them or wanted to deny them services altogether, even though, in my opinion, he should be able to do that if he wants to. It was the gay wedding cake. He didn't really want to be a part of that because of religious purposes. Because if you think that marriage is between one man and one woman and it is a holy matrimony, then you should be able to uphold that in all aspects of your life. You shouldn't be forced to be a hypocrite in your business by the federal government. I think at that point you're starting to violate free speech, because that is another part of this whole thing that has not been ruled on yet, is his ability to deny service cover under free speech, because you have the right to say things and express yourself and not have the government intervene. The whole issue here is, do you have the right to discriminate? Do you have the right to not do something if you don't want to do it? Okay, he didn't tell them, get out of my store. I don't want to bake your gay wedding cake because it goes against my religious beliefs. Is that right? Is it wrong? How do you feel about those who bring up the whole the civil rights black struggle in the 60s and the 70s? I don't like that at all. I feel like you're trying to capitalize off of pain from the past, slavery, and then apply it to yourself when it doesn't even apply. And if you ask me about discrimination, I say, again, discriminate against whoever you want. If you're a private business, let the free market decide how it's supposed to actually play out. And I think that would be more effective and make more sense than trying to get the government involved, because once they get involved, now all bets are off. So whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.